Hello there, citizens of the Reject Nation. We are going to watch House of the Dragon, Episode 8 today. John, how are you?
I'm just giddy with glee. You, sir? How's Greg?
I'm feeling good. Team Alicent!
Woo!
Right, guys?
Yeah.
Everyone in the comments keeps chanting
right.
it. Team Alicent.
Put on that green light.
That's what we're all talking about
Yeah.
here at the Reject Nation, is how we're all back in Team Alicent.
That's right, dude. You know, I hope Rhaenyra dies this episode.
Hope the UK audience picks up on sarcasm. Ladies and gentlemen, leave a like. That would be very much appreciated. Breathe fire onto that subscribe button to get notified when our reaction for the next episode is up. Also, full-length reaction watch-alongs where you sync up with your own copy for HOTD, available for Super Sexy Rejects over at our Patron page, and cover a bunch of shows over there exclusively for Super Sexy Rejects. Lastly, the team of Prepper, thank you guys for the hustle and bustle for helping us edit stuff down. Let's get into action.
It's been near 6 years since I last saw my lord husband, Maester.
My God.
And yet I have seen blood fever overcome men half his age.
I will not suffer the talk of crows in my house, Vaemond.
Driftmark is mine by all rights. And while I should like your support, I do not need it.
Oof.
My cousin the king would have your tongue for this.
But it's not a king who sits the Iron Throne these days, good sister. It's a queen.
I don't want Corlys to die. I like Corlys.
Wow.
What a shot.
Yes. Hey,
Oh, dang.
Daemon.
Oh, he had his sneaking robe on.
He looks so happy.
Meister Kesimadas, Sir Mastas, and Drift Makot, Abrasma Bela.
Uh-oh.
Don't ruin his good mood.
He means to call into question Luke's legitimacy.
Has the Viper's venom spread so far?
Those vipers rule in my father's name. And my father... What choice do I have?
He's got to be like a pile of sand now.
Yeah, just like he's become one with like a wall.
Just a petrified tree root with a crown on it. Guillermo del Toro creature.
A matter has arisen that requires your attention.
Whatever it is, Sir Eric, you need to wait.
I'm Eric, Your Grace.
Of course. My apologies, sir.
It's about the prince. There's been a delicate situation in his apartments.
What did he do? Oh, see the cobwebs on it.
Wow.
This poor guy.
I'm here with Daemon.
Does he also have like Alzheimer's?
Maybe, it seems like.
It's been so long.
The sea snake has taken a grave wound in battle in the Stepstones. You are to affirm your position for Viserys, to be Corlys Velaryon's successor.
There's someone we wish to introduce you to.
There's such great like underlying nuances in the scene. There are two performances.
This is Aegon,
Aegon.
and this is Viserys.
That is a name fit for a king. Oh. Hi. Oh.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Are they like keeping him sick?
I was just about to ask that, yeah.
I was fetching the printed wine, and I put it on his table. And when I turned, I didn't see him. I asked him to stop. Your Grace, He did. Truly.
God.
Wow.
I believe you. You do? But what I worry about
There's the butt.
is what others might believe. You were alone with the prince, were you not?
Yes.
And no one else saw what happened between the two of you.
Oh, Jesus.
They might think you were trying to besmirch the prince, or worse, that you're the sort of girl that might have enticed him in the first place.
Oh,
You know what happens to girls like that.
It wasn't a dream or anything another one to anyone. You're right.
Oh.
It's best to be certain.
Is that the same drink they gave Rhaenyra?
Yeah, I think so. At least
Or
I-
just
I
straight
hope
up poison?
Oh, well, I was like, I hope it's the Plan B tea.
What is it?
What is it? What is it? What is it? That's all you can say for yourself.
Something happened.
Oh my God, it's so infuriating.
Think of the shame on your wife. On me. How can you keep carrying on like this, especially on a day like today?
Why? What is it today?
Nothing's changed in the last 6 years.
Nope. Not a King's Landing.
I've done everything you've asked me to. And I try so hard, but it will never be enough for you or Father.
Have you
Dude,
seen Diana? She's supposed to dress the children.
Oh.
oh, guess that's our answer.
Yeah.
It's been so long since we were granted the joy of your presence.
Oh. Still fresh.
It subjects him to considerable pain on the advice of the maesters.
It is they who keep him addled on milk of the poppy while the Hightowers warm his throne.
Rhaenyra, if you would see him without it, almost blind with suffering.
Alicent, I have no doubt it was an act of the purest mercy.
Which authority will sit in judgment of my son's claim on his own inheritance?
That would be mine. And the hands. But be assured the father is just and commands me to forget the accusations you have held in this room today.
Bye.
Mic drop.
Oh my God, is that Aemond?
It must be.
He's aged so much in the last few years.
Jeepers, yeah.
We're winning tourneys in no time. I don't give a shit about tourneys. Nephews? Have you come to train?
He turned into Crispin Glover.
He did. In a big way. He's like a whole other guy.
Literally had to question, like, is that Crispin Glover?
I've always wanted to be on Game of Thrones.
This is no fair proceeding. It is a trap. I loved your son. You may not believe it to be true, but I did. I did not order his death, nor was I complicit in it. I swear this to you.
She's technically telling the truth.
I mean, you can let her know.
No, you should.
Yeah, it would be a terrible idea.
Back Luke's claim, and let us betroth Laena's children to mine.
A generous offer, or a desperate one.
What does it matter?
You're right in this, at least. It does not matter.
She's so good.
Bargain with me all you like. But tomorrow the Hightowers land their first blow. They force you to your knees. And I must stand alone.
Ouch. You got no allies.
The Song of Ice and Fire, do you believe it to be true?
I've seen it.
You told me it was our duty to hold the realm united against a common foe. By naming me heir, you divided the realm. I thought I wanted it. But the burden is a heavy one. It's too heavy.
Especially when everyone hates you.
It's defined your whole existence.
My only child.
If you wish me to bear it, then defend me.
Alicent doesn't even sleep in the same room.
No, I guess not. I mean, she probably only stops in on it like once in a while now.
God, she really is becoming very desperate, huh?
I want to have supper, Otto. Tonight. The whole of my family. I want us to dine together.
It's forever mission to resolve family drama.
Tonight, there will be peace. We'll fix it all tonight.
Bring milk of the poppy. Just arrange the supper.
Whoa.
Damn, that is insane makeup.
He's gaunt.
As hand, I speak with the king's voice on this and all other matters.
Living out his fantasy.
I am Lord Corlys' closest kin, his own blood. The true, unimpeachable blood of House Velaryon runs through my veins.
As it does in my sons, the offspring of Rhaenrya Targaryen. You would not be so bold as to supplant its rightful heir. No, you only speak for yourself and for your own ambition.
You'll have chance to make your own petition, Princess Rhaenyra. Do serve Aemond the courtesy of allowing his to be heard.
Oh my God.
What do you know of Velaryon blood, Princess? I could cut my veins and show it to you.
Oh.
I place the continuation of the survival of my house and my line above all. I humbly put myself before you as my brother's successor.
That's a compelling ass argument.
I will start by reminding the court that nearly 20 years ago in this very...
Oh my God, he lives.
My man.
Oh.
King Viserys of
Look at him walking.
The Dunharrow King.
King of the Andals, and the Rhoynar, and the First Men. Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector.
Shit.
Go stand up for her.
Come on, Viserys. You got one more good speech in you. Wow.
This poor guy. It just breaks my heart how hard he tries.
This is the saddest character in the entire Game of Thrones universe.
Like Phantom of the Opera.
I will sit the throne today. Your Grace.
Come on, Rocky.
I will be fine. I will be fine.
No. Oh.
I said I'm fine.
Oh.
This messed up show's getting me all emotional. You guys are one sick family. But there's love.
Oh.
And he dies.
I will die upon the throne.
Overexhausted himself.
I do not understand why petitions are being heard over a settled succession.
It was ever my husband's will that Driftmark pass through Seleno to his true-born son. As a matter of fact, the Princess Rhaenyra has just informed me of her desire to marry her sons Jace and Luke to Lord Corlys' granddaughters.
Damn.
Proposal to which I heartily agree.
Oh my God.
I hereby reaffirm Princess Viserys of House Velaryon is heir to Driftmark, the Driftwood throne.
Wow, what a shot.
That is no true Velaryon.
Viserys is my true-born grandson. And you, no more than the second son of Driftmark.
Oh man.
Dang.
My house survived the doom.
and 1,000 tribulations besides. I will not see it ended on the account of this. Say it.
He's gonna make the accusation.
Her children are bastards!
There it is.
Oh.
There it is.
And she is.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Oh damn.
Have your tongue for that.
Whoa! Oh. Wow! Whoa!
He can keep his tongue.
Disarm him!
Velaryon steel's sharp.
Everyone needs to calm down.
Guys, this is the most extreme chess game.
I have the confidence Daemon has. I want everyone to know that.
Yep. Be the first to wave your sword. Oh,
Holy crap, that is gnarly.
Haunting.
It is ill luck to look upon the face of death.
The stranger has visited me more times than I can count, Grand Maester. He cares little whether my eyes are open or closed.
Oh, I feel bad for her. She's had a really shitty life, man. Damn.
And yet she maintains such composure. It's insane. Now that this happened, Lord Corlys has to pull through.
There's some amazing composition in this shot in this episode. Unlike the other episodes, terribly shot episodes.
Shaky cam, can't see any of the production values.
Too dark.
I like the nighttime episode.
You do know how the act is done, I assume. At least in principle. I had to put you and all that.
Let it be.
The faces most dear to me in all the world, yet grown so distant from each other in the years past.
Wow. My God.
That is incredible.
I wish you to see me as I am, who may not, it seems, walk for much longer among you. Let us no longer hold ill feelings in our hearts.
Keep trying, man.
I wish to raise my cup to Her Grace the Queen.
Wow. Okay.
I must admit that no one has stood more loyally by his side than his good wife. She has tended to him with unfailing devotion, love, and honor, and for that she has my gratitude.
Fair enough.
We have more in common than we sometimes allow. I raise my cup to you and to your house.
Guys. Why can't you all just get along?
You will make a fine queen.
Wow.
Oh.
I regret the disappointment you're soon to suffer. If you ever wish to know what it is to be well satisfied, all you have to do is ask.
Chase.
Weird continuity there. Guys notice? Oh, damn. He was ready.
Pal.
To Prince Aegon and Prince Aemond, we have not seen each other in years, but I have fond memories of our shared youth.
Do you really?
I hope we may yet be friends and allies. To you and your family's good health, dear uncles.
It was a bit of a rocky road up until now. We don't always see eye to eye. But
To you as well.
Excuse me.
Do not follow him.
Oh, jeez. Let you know what it's like to be satisfied on the floor.
I don't trust any good things that happen. No, something terrible is going to go down.
He's gonna pass.
Oh.
Oh.
Use the last of his strength to try to do a loving act. Ah, the pig.
Wow.
Final tribute to these 3 strong boys. I dare you to say that again. Why? It was only a compliment. Do you not think yourself strong?
What are you guys doing?
Why would you say such a thing before these people?
I was merely expressing how proud I am of my family, Mother.
I invented this game.
It's best, I think, if we go back to Dragonstone.
You've only just arrived.
Oh.
They're really friendly. Oh, what?
Snap.
What are you doing, man?
It's been quite a night at the castle, it seems.
Yes, lady.
It's not Daemon.
Oh, one of her spies.
Yeah.
What he saw in the north. The prince that was promised. The prince.
Prince Aegon.
To unite the realm against the cold.
Wow.
It is you. You are the one. You must do this.
Wow.
I understand, my king.
Song of Fire and Ice.
Oh, no more.
Wow. That was an ending. Goddamn. Got shit to talk about.
Whoa. Heaviest family reunion in the realm.
All right. So I think what happened here at the very end, and please feel free to clear up without possibly spoiling the future of the show. I believe he thought he was talking to Rhaenyra because she asked him earlier when she was in bed.
Yeah, about the Song of Ice and Fire.
And asking if he believes it's true.
Yeah.
And he's saying you want to know if it's true. So and in that scene, he thought Alicent came to him.
Yeah.
So I think he's just getting confused. So it's like kind of a flipperoo here.
Yeah.
And then because Alicent is not supposed to know about the prince that was promised. That is a secret thing that's passed on in the blade that can only be to a Targaryen or one who inherits. I believe that's how the rules go, right?
What are the rules of Azor Ahai?
So, but I believe that's what it is. So, and it was Aegon the Conqueror who had the prophecy.
Yes.
And I think she's getting confused, Alicent, right now.
Yeah.
Thinking that
her Aegon.
Yeah. Because she keeps saying Prince Aegon.
Yeah.
And I feel like Alicent is now interpreting it to mean a different thing.
Yeah.
because Alicent shouldn't know about that.
No.
And because that's why she was very confused. And she was even saying in the scene, right? She was even saying, like, what the hell are you talking about, Viserys? So
unite what now?
I feel like this misunderstanding
Song of what
is going to lead to her not accepting how things move forward now.
Sure.
And that she thinks that Viserys, I could be way off, but what I do know is Alicent shouldn't know about that. And so I feel like she's thinking that Viserys is saying that Aegon's the one And that's also who Alicent is the one. Alicent's always been telling Aegon, like, you're supposed to be the rightful heir. You're supposed to be the one to actually go up there. And this is coming off of the heels of Alicent accepting that Rhaenyra could be queen. And now I think it's all going to kind of backfire.
Undo all of this.
Yeah.
Oh. That's maddening.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why would he be talking to her about that? And then I played it back a tiny bit, and he said, I didn't catch it at first, but he said you wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I definitely think he's talking to Rhaenyra.
Oh. Damn, what an uneasy, grim note to end on.
Yeah. But Arya Stark, that's the prince that was promised. Don't forget that.
Yeah, it's true.
But she's the one who used the blade.
Yeah, she took down that old Night King like that.
Didn't upset people. Well, I think if I'm not mistaken, that prince, because it's what the whole Lord of Light religious system, whatever you want to call it, revolves around, is this prophecy. And I think Prince is, I don't think it was gender specific because it's from Velaryon.
Okay.
Heavy Spoilers did a really great, Paul did a great, you guys know him better as Heavy Spoilers. he did a great video just the other day going over it. That's the only reason why it's fresh in my mind. And so, yeah. Would be great if we just watch that right now. And then
take a break.
Yeah.
Come back with all that information.
Yeah. It's a great video. It's actually a really wonderful theory video that could help explain why Arya was the one to ultimately take down the Night King.
Okay.
Based off of the encounter that happened in the last episode when she did slash not Dany, Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
So it's a really well constructed video. But yeah, there's none of this is covered in that video, so I'm like, oh wow, it's totally unexpected to me. But yeah, let's see what the future holds. But I feel like this ending scene, obviously to end on it, has to have some massive implications of direction, because they're like, there's no way that freaking Alicent and Rhaenyra are just gonna be like, oh, this will be buzzing.
No way on episode 8 things are gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna accept what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, shouts out to the king of the HOTD breakdowns right now. Now let's backtrack. Let's go over the episode, because this was a wonderful episode. Again, they knocked it out of the park with introducing. I already forgot his name. It's not. His name is Vaemond or something.
Yeah, something like that. Vaemond.
Because I was like, but for a second, I'm like, is he also named Daemon? Oh no, I know it's Vaemond. Wouldn't hurt George R. R. Martin. Just change it up a little bit.
Well,
change it up just a tiny bit more, please.
Well, and Lena's daughter's named after her, I think. So, like, there's so much crossover.
Yeah, some of the names get confusing, but like introducing him and then seeing what the repercussions were of what the debate would become, and then what it ultimately culminated into. And I don't know. I thought Viserys died like 3 times, and so maybe he's still alive this time around. I feel like he's gonna outlive that baby Viserys at this point.
That's the subversion of this show. The original Game of Thrones series was like, we're gonna kill all kinds of characters you wouldn't expect, and this show is just, we're gonna keep this one guy alive way longer than you could ever expect.
It's gonna evolve into the future. It's gonna evolve into the Futurama.
It's gonna be a head in a jar.
Yeah. Head in a jar.
Maesters are just gonna wheel him in on a tray full of milk of the poppy.
Like, let him die. Just let him die.
Please put him out of his misery. He's 400 years old. Let him go.
Out of everyone.
He can't speak anymore. He just blinks with his one good eye.
Yeah. If this is his send off? Like, what a performance! It looks like he's dead.
It sure comes across like
but I
that.
just don't know.
And I feel like it would be an opportune time to have him be dead, or maybe they'll make him like brain dead, but like, yeah, because now he can't clarify any of this, and I feel like dramatically that will be the barrier, and that will be the kind of the thing that will allow him to slip off this coil, is like, oh, there's a way that you can after you've said the thing to the wrong person that you shouldn't say, there's no way you can try and smooth this over again.
Yeah.
And especially with no means to clarify, I feel like that will light the powder keg that has been brewing this whole season.
I mean, all he's been trying to do, and if I am to interpret what just happened here at the very end, that he is indeed dead, is with his pacifistic ways, has been just trying to keep the peace and trying to keep everyone back in, like, everyone, it's all family and blood and whatever, and everyone here just really looks at, like, the politics of it all. And and as king, he's the only one who's like, we can't forget, we're also a family.
I love you guys. You are my favorite people in the world here with me tonight. Put down your petty differences.
Like, he's using his last moments to try to just end all quarrels inside this. And like that moment when he showed up in the middle of, because I was like, let's face it, Vaemond, I think is his name, he was winning.
As much as I love Rhaenyra, I'm like, I think this guy easily has the claim to Driftmark. Please give it to this guy.
Like, well,
I mean,
but then again, even Corlys was like, people don't remember blood; they remember names. And in the last episode, I think.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And it's a compelling debate. And as much as as much as I appreciate what he's saying, and in some ways I could, kind of get on board with that. In other ways, I'm like, well, given, I don't know, it's fascinating to watch as people dance on ceremony and all this show makes a really great display, and it exists in every government, society, culture. But yeah, like the ways in which people ignore the truth in favor of the structures we have set in place and agree upon. And yeah, that whole thing about blood versus, it's like I felt so much for what Corlys was saying, even in Rhaenys's protest at that point about, it's the name that counts. I will be remembered if my name continues. But I don't know. I mean, there is something fundamental and elemental about blood, and I feel like that's one of those things that will come down. Like, I bet every viewer probably agrees differently. And here, like, I thought he made a very compelling argument. And there was only one.
His compelling argument was all based in truth.
Totally.
He's not lying about anything.
Totally.
Like, at the end of the day, those are not Laenor's kids.
Nope.
They're not.
They're
not actual blood. So, yeah, I think that it's interesting because you don't want necessarily Rhaenyra to lose. But, especially when it cuts back to Rhaenys when she's looking at Vaemond's half-decapitated head. That I'm like, oh man, I feel so bad for her. I was so caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
And then even when he shows up, like she thought she had a chance to win. And then of course when Viserys shows up, it's like, this is the defeat right there. Like, just this overwhelming presence just takes over the room, and of course the respect of hierarchy, and then the one guy who stands up to it all with the truth is cut down,
permanently silenced. Yeah,
he could have handled it better.
Yes, I mean he knew he made his choice. He clearly waited to say it.
He clearly
for a
accepted
reason.
death in that moment. That's what I think a lot of the performances always have such great underlying like weight behind what they're all really communicating. Even sometimes when you're just talking politics, you could see like right away in that first scene when Rhaenyra and Daemon unite with Viserys, and how he's can't deal with the uncomfortableness of this situation. He can't face his brother, and you can imagine all kinds of things going on underneath Daemon. Of I haven't been there with my brother. This is kind of painful for me to see Viserys like this. And then Rhaenyra is, she went there for a political purpose. And then it's becoming about family now. I'm like, oh, I want you to be our grandson. Like there's so much other things going on underneath the surface, and I think that's what's so great about the writing packed with the acting, all in one. Because they all do that so well, even in that whole debate scene too. So even when they're exchanging, like this show is like the master at exchanging looks.
Yes.
So when they're exchanging looks with Vaemond and Daemon, and then my God, those names with Vaemond and Daemon. They just both know, like when he eggs him on, like just say it, and they're making a choice right there. And Vaemon's like, once I say this,
Yeah,
I'm dead. You know?
Especially, yeah, I've watched systematically through this conversation as my claim is being ignored and written over. So yeah, like I best go out with honor.
But yeah, exactly. In his perception, he's dying with honor.
Yeah,
and so I think that's kind of great. And what an impact to make in one episode.
Sure,
he hasn't been in any other episodes, right? Like I don't recall him being in other episodes.
Not prominently, like maybe a little bit in like a previous one or two, but yeah, like this is definitely he is a character this episode if he has shown up.
Who's the actor who plays Viserys?
Paddy Considine.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
The arc this guy has had to go through. It's like, you're gonna start off very charismatic, and you're gonna have a lot of dialogue. And we're gonna let you like deteriorate over the course of several episodes.
Fascinating. I bet that's a fascinating journey for an actor because, yeah, I mean, not only do you have all these physical things happening to you, but you also have to really live a harsh and long life on screen, and then like check back in often years later each time. And he's always felt so consistent, and it always feels, no matter how long the jump. This is like 6 years of a jump. But each time you can feel the in-between moments just due to the richness of his performance. And yeah, in an episode like this, I imagine it's got to be a lot on an actor because, like the scenes have to flow, but you don't want to be sitting there thinking about, how long am I pausing and things like that. And so like to play somebody in this completely sickly state who is, the use of breath and speech is, immense effort enough. Like he really sells it in a way that's not, garish. It's just really natural and really affecting. And he's so like, it's so sad. It's weird. It's like you root for him, but like he's so earnest and sad.
Yeah.
Kind of always. And even here, his display of strength and his display of, authority is sad, is mournful. And I don't know. I can't think of. I'm sure there are other examples of it, but like this, the performance really does stand out for that because I mean he's presented to you in this position, like you said, of being very charismatic, but you also have so many reasons to suspect that he's just not made for this world, and somehow he's stuck it out. But he's been punished so heavily by the circumstances that it feels like he's still lived this tragic life, even though he's technically, kind of won in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Oh,
1,000%.
Yeah. And like all the little expressions, and to play those through, dementia and ailing physical state and all that stuff, kudos.
Well, I love the performances here from Emma Darcy and Olivia Cook because they carry on the childhood that we saw the former actors portray. And that's something that always resonates, and especially in this episode when they had a chance to kind of soften up and get a reminder of we weren't always like this, and we were both kind of put in positions we didn't ask for, and here we are now.
Yeah. Deal with a lot of crap that was thrust at us.
And a lot of things got taken much more serious once we became mothers, So to have these moments of just, it's nice to give them some soft, tender moments before shit gets terrible again, because it's going to.
I really love the harmony between the writing and the acting because, like the writing is very rich and the writing acknowledges the surface levels, and then the acting often has to convey so much contrast underneath. And it was refreshing. It was a fascinating scene, that dinner scene, because it's like you watch as the adults, or at least, Rhaenyra and Alicent and, Viserys between them. But, you watch them, come past all the rigmarole and all the bullshit into what feels like a very genuine moment as you're watching the kids do like the
generations.
The future generations do the complete inverse, where it's like, well, okay, all the adults in the room are telling us we got to do this charade, so we're going to do it in the least genuine way possible, and we're only going to drive our wedges further.
How come Aemond turned into like a 30-year-old man?
And I had to do a double take because they also like switched physiques too, whereas like Aegon used to be like the lanky long hair and now he's, you know, a bit stockier, and then Aemond is just like looks like he's a completely different human who emerged from the depths of some dark pit, you know. And he's just sitting there just like eyeballing everybody.
But I also like how there seems to be a tad bit of mirroring between him and Daemon.
I loved when they faced off in that moment, that brief moment.
It's like even Daemon seems to kind of get who he is.
Sure,
You know?
yeah, absolutely.
He even smirks about it after Aemond walks away. But Aemond's scary. He's terrifying. He seems like since that night, the show's so good at the time. And I think that's why the time jumps are so good, because a lot of times, whatever the ending point is of a show, of the episode, the time jump is like, and here is how they all changed because of that day.
Here are the effects of that down the line.
Yeah, like I think that's just so wonderfully constructed because, you know, you had a version of Aemond as a child who was like a little bit sheepish.
Yeah.
And then he was trying to find strength and courage and was bullied, and the pig, and then when he got Vhagar and he got his eye slashed, it's like, and he had that very specific cold look at the very end with the little boy, and I'm like, this adult actor has the same exact look, you know, and it seems like you can feel this sense that he has fantasized about killing the one who took his eye for so long.
Just every day for these past 6 years. And to the contrast again between that moment when they have the confrontation over his eye and he makes that realization of like, okay, like how I behave here affects my mother and could have serious, you know, repercussions for her. And now here he seems to be headed in the opposite direction and seems to be, you know, kind of shedding, you know, he's a bit older and it's got to read like bullshit. So, you know, the lines of like pageantry and putting up faces are precious thin, especially with those two. Like the two, Aemond and Aegon, like, I love that Aegon's just like smirking it, like he seems to have just maintained the like I don't really take much of anything seriously kind of attitude, and Aemond's just been stewing and probably is going to become a very harsh and ruthless character.
The kids became a lot more interesting this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean it's funny. It's a fascinating tap. It's again a testament to how well they're able to weave all these stakes, because you feel for Rhaenyra's kids, and you kind of feel they have obviously like an underdogish quality because, you know, it's a very thin line between the truth and what protects them. And then, you know, you have their claim on Driftmark, which is actively kind of corroding and erasing, you know, like a strong and honorable family name. And it's not really their fault, but also, you know, they are in a kind of messed up situation that they will then benefit from. And then you have Aemond and Aegon, who are, you know, clearly aware of what should have been, like all the colliding stakes make everything so tense, but also like vital in a way.
Well, I mean, they killed that woman, and the other thing too is they killed that woman at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I forget her name. Whoever the former brothel woman was. I completely forget her name, but they tease it at the end that she had a spy in there as like a maid, and she was there to deliver the drink.
Yeah,
that would kill her. And I'm like, what? I guess from one perspective is that the queen, Alicent, is the one who covered up something egregious.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in this world, like, is that really surprising?
That Alicent would do
that? I guess I'm a little.
I wouldn't be surprised.
What I'm saying is I'm disconnected from how the people at King's Landing would respond to
that allegation,
to learning of the information of what the queen. I don't know. I guess anything of. But
it's like any kind of accusation is just a crime, is treason.
But yeah, I'm not sure what to make of what's to become of that, though.
Yeah. What game is Daemon's former flame running in keeping track of all this?
And what would be the further repercussions of having that information that Aegon assaulted that woman, and then the queen covered it up? What would,
I don't know. In the current system, there are no repercussions. Nothing gets out. But also, I mean, you can in an empire that right now is already a victim of infighting and is I forget the direct quote now, but yeah, like a house divided is weak and prone to fall, and that could easily, like with all the stuff surrounding Rhaenyra and all the things we saw the people in the streets saying a few episodes back, this could easily taint and tarnish. Yeah, like I bet because we got Aegon with the prophecy slipped to Alicent at the end, I imagine some kind of foisting of his status will come out of that. But then if this information is also out that, this was covered up and this is what he did, then they can sow those seeds of deceit among the people too. So I don't know. It all translates into a mess for me.
yeah.
It'll just become an even messier, even more disgusting situation than it already is. And that's the thing that like this episode has that the show does, but there are constant big reminders of like, oh yeah, this is not a world where the truth sets anyone free.
Well, the show just keeps delivering, guys. Hey, what did you think about this episode? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe, click that bell, leave a like, and let's end this with a Patron. Anissa Oliva. Now, Anissa, the real rejects has been predominantly men this entire time. But one day, we'll pass. I'll go. John will go. I guess you would assume maybe Coy's next in line to take over then. But no, we've decided that you will be queen of the Reject Nation. You will inherit the Real Rejects channel. Now, I know you don't film videos. I know you don't edit. I know you don't know how to make thumbnails. I know you don't understand SEO. And there's a lot you don't understand. Well, that's why it's going to burn to the ground in your hands. I'm not going to lie. I have zero faith that you're going to be able to keep this boat steady.
You are not the Song of Ice and Fire.
Yet you will be blamed entirely for the downfall of the Real Rejects. And I think just as a woman, you should inherently have the strength to take on unfair blame. So, Anissa, you are the perfect victim of the circumstance that we're dealing for you right now.
And you have no say in the matter.
No say. No. Oh, my God. What?
And if anybody tries to put Coy on the Iron Throne of the Reject
Nation,
Nation,
be hell to raise.
No.
Oh, my God.
In fact, we should just kill him the next time he comes in just to make sure.
Yeah.
I've been and Sally, and we have to kill Sally,
He
too.
thinks he's having G Fuel when he comes here. Slowly poisoning.
Dude, milk the poppy on Coy.
So, Anissa, I would say I'm sorry, but hey, that's just the world we live in.
Get used to it.
Thank you for being here for like years, Anissa. You're right.